Good evening, folks, and welcome to InfoWars Nightly News on this Thursday, March the 1st edition, with me, your host, Paul Joseph Watson. And straight to our top headline tonight out of the Telegraph: conservative US blogger Andrew Breitbart dies. The conservative American journalist, author, and blogger Andrew Breitbart died in Los Angeles of natural causes on Thursday morning, according to an announcement posted on his Big Journalism website. He was 43 years old. He reveled in baiting the left and President Barack Obama in particular, who he described in a New York Times Magazine piece as a, quote, Marxist. He strongly championed the Tea Party, whose fortunes rose with his after Mr. Obama's election in late 2008. And of course, as most of you will know, Andrew Breitbart rose to prominence by way of his work with Matt Drudge over at drudgereport.com, and he became one of the biggest thorns, certainly, in the side of the leftist establishment. And of course, he also became renowned for his energy and fervor, which he used to argue his political corner with leftist media elites and Obamanoid supporters, which is why his untimely death has come as such a shock to many in the media. And it's another reminder of our mortality. For someone to die who was obviously relatively young. But in a related story that we've got on Infowars.com, will damning Obama footage still be released after Breitbart's death? Breitbart's untimely death has shocked the media world and left some to question whether or not damning footage of Obama in his youth, which Breitbart announced he had obtained only last month, will still be released. We report on Infowars.com today. According to some observers, the footage threatened to sink Obama's 2012 re-election campaign. And this is what Breitbart said in this infamous speech, which he only made last month, which we're going to play in a minute here. Quote, I've got video from his college days to show you why radical division and class warfare are central to what Hope and Change was sold in 2008. The videos are going to come out, Breitbart said. And he basically talks about having this footage of Obama hanging around with, quote, a bunch of silver ponytails, referring to Bill and Bernardine Dorm, who, of course, were in the Weather Underground domestic terrorist group who bombed the Pentagon State Department back in the 70s. And if you know anything about Barack Obama's history, you'll know that his entire political career was basically a vehicle through which these Marxists, these Weather Underground people, radicals, used him to put their mouthpiece in the White House. And there's also a lot of evidence to suggest, in fact, that Obama's book was written by Bill Ayers, who was obviously the leader of the Weather Underground terrorist organization. So these are the people who helped launch Barack Obama's political career. And Breitbart comes out just less than a month ago and says he's got video of Obama palling around with them when he was in college. And he threatens to release it during this speech. Obviously, that's going to have a major impact on Obama's re-election campaign. And so it remains to be seen whether that footage will come out. Mancow Muller, who, of course, is a friend of this show, and a big radio host over in Chicago, tweets today regarding Breitbart's death, quote, he told me recently he had big dirt on Obama. Many believe it's murder. That's what Mancow Muller says in his tweet today. So, I mean, details surrounding the circumstances of his death remain sketchy. We're told there's going to be an autopsy. His family is saying he had heart problems and he just collapsed. So, you know, there could have been some dangerous pharmaceuticals that he took that contributed to his death. We just don't know. The details are yet to come out. But it remains to be seen whether this damning Obama footage will ever emerge. And if it doesn't, serious questions need to be asked. So let's roll that footage now of Breitbart talking about this film of Obama palling around with Weather Underground terrorists.
And so what do we get now in Barack Obama? Well, I've got videos, by the way. This election, we're going to vet him. I've got videos. This election, we're going to vet him from his college days to show you why racial division and class warfare are central to what Hope and Change was sold in 2008. The videos are going to come out. The narrative is going to come out that Barack Obama met a bunch of silver ponytails back in the 1980s, like Bill and Bernadine Dorn, who, equally radical, said one day we're going to have the presidency, and the rest of us slept while they plotted and they plotted and they plotted, and they oversaw hundreds of millions of dollars in the Annenberg Challenge, and they had real money from real capitalists.
Moving on to the next story on InfoWars Nightly News, Google privacy changes March the 1st, how to clear your search history account information, out of the Washington Post. The first and easiest way to use Google but keep the company from collecting information on you is to use the company's services without signing into your account, explains this article. YouTube, search and maps don't require users to be logged in to use the services, though even signed out users will still see ads based on their search terms, etc. And if you go to this article, it tells you how to